some days to go until West Virginia University takes the field for the first time for the 25-26 season. This coming Saturday afternoon at 2 o'clock at Mountaineer Field in Morgantown, West Virginia. And if you're a Mountaineer fan, you wouldn't want to be any other place on a Saturday afternoon. And we've got some great news coming out of Morgantown. 4 players have been granted injunctive relief to play for the Mountaineers this year. It adds depth to the roster. There were 4 players that we desperately needed for this season. And the big name was Jamari Robinson, the big-time defensive end from the University of Texas, San Antonio. Yes, there's some academic problems with that. I will address that in a minute. But you've got him, you've got Jeffrey Weimer, Justin Harrington, and you've got Ty Edwards, the big fullback. So those guys are going to be contributing to the Mountaineer program this year because the court granted them this injunctive relief. Yes, the NCAA tried to deny their waivers, which they did, but it didn't work. The court smacked them down again. NCAA has lost so many court battles, it's not even funny. Now it's even getting down to the student athletes. The problem that they should be concentrating on and realizing that every institution that's below Power 4, that's transferring to Power, that's having a transfer system to the Power 4 schools, because all the Power 4 schools now are dipping into other institutions to pull athletes. The transfer portal. Well, there's going to be academic issues because not all of these schools have the same type of academic curriculum. But there's going to have to be some rules put in place that allows the athlete to qualify at the Power 4 institutions. You just cannot smack an athlete down 30 days before the season. It's got to be a smoother road. And even if you declare these guys ineligible, you've got to give them a path to be eligible in that season. They had from January until August to settle this matter. But yet and still, these 4 players had to go to court just to be eligible to protect their future. Something's wrong in the NCAA. Compare that to Michigan. You slap these guys down and you try to take away their eligibility for the season, but then you have the University of Michigan that had to soft sanctions for cheating, of all things. You have a coach there in Michigan that's now taking the brunt of everything that should be Jim Harbaugh's. Try to figure that out. Now, all of those coaches that were involved, including Harbaugh, got a show cause. A show cause means nothing but a slap on the wrist. That's if they want a future job as an NCAA coach at another institution. Well, none of these coaches are moving. And Jim Harbaugh is gone. He's coaching the Chargers. So it's weak. And Sharon Moore's penalty was a 3-game suspension. Try to figure it out. And he gets to pick the 3 games that he's not going to coach in. And that should not be. My top 2 would be he shouldn't be allowed to coach in the Michigan State game, and he shouldn't be allowed to coach in the Ohio State game. And then there should be a year of where you should not be able to recruit for that full year. No recruits coming to campus for the 26-27 season. No recruits, no signing any recruits from the portal or otherwise. You deal with the athletes that you have there. There has to be penalties in place. But you see the unevenness of the NCAA. They have bigger problems. They're playing athletes. Athletes are playing at these schools where they're employees. But they still want to concentrate on the transfer portal. They need a collective bargaining agreement. That's where it's at. But it's great news that these 4 players get to take the field for West Virginia University this coming Saturday in Morgantown. And more good news, this is the week where Rich Rodriguez will probably name a quarterback when he gets by game day. But the big three things that happening, there's three things that's going to be happening this week. It's called evaluating the players, installing the offense and the defensive plans that the players can execute, and developing a two-deep roster. That's what's going to be happening. These installs, evaluations, and developing that two-deep roster that will run right into that game. Because there's going to be a lot of players still fighting for jobs. So let's see what happens with it. Let's see what's going to happen. But it should be an exciting week if you're a Mountaineer. It's called anticipation. It's called momentum going into the season. You got to try to win that first game, but it's going to be the first one under Rich Rodriguez for this coming year in his inaugural season in Morgantown. So hopefully the stadium will be crowded. Everybody will be cheering and getting ready for what is to come, and that's Mountaineer greatness. So we did get a court decision that went our way for once, because I'm not really big on the waiver system. If you got to ask for a waiver, you know something's wrong. So the NCAA needs to fix it. And it's called academic credibility and new academic transfer rules. It should not be something hard and fast where you trap a kid where he can't play his last year of college football. It's just not right, and they've got to fix it. So that's where I'm at on that matter. It's laughable what happened with the University of Michigan and their sanctions, but that's the way it's been going for years with the big schools and the big conferences getting away with murder. So this is nothing new. So let's get ready for the big game on Saturday and take care of Mountaineer business. See you later. This is C. Ivan Franklin on YouTube at Be Frank for Real. One minority voice, one view. Always coming with the truth as I see it, and always with my opinion on what should happen. So that's what it's all about. See you later.